What's going on, Saints fans? Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, and on today's video, I'm going to give you 9 key Saints players who could return after their Week 6 bye and hopefully ready to go up against the Seahawks Monday Night Football. So the first name that I'm going to go ahead and bring up here might be the biggest name. It's wide receiver Michael Thomas, and I don't have any of these guys ranked in any particular order. I don't know. I found some names that could have come back, and I was like, you know what? We're going to break it down that way. So Thomas suffered an ankle injury in 2020, and this injury, man, has really limited him for basically almost an entire year and a half at this point. He missed 9 games last season. Thomas also had off-season surgery, but this was kind of an issue because Sean Payton thought that he should have had it earlier. There was a lot of Saints fans, and I'm not a Saints fan, but I definitely thought that he should have had it earlier. Bottom line is this: he is expected, and he's eligible to come off the PUP list, and hopefully he's going to be playing Week 7 because I got him on plenty of fantasy teams. So what do you guys think here? I want you to like this video right now if you're excited to get Michael Thomas back. And if you don't like the video, then you haven't watched Saints football. I get it. Last year was frustrating. But this man just set the record, 149 catches, over 1,700 yards in 2019. Most catches ever by a wide receiver. Ever, actually, by any player for that matter. So, yeah, you better go ahead and like the video. Let's go to the next guy in here. And a lot of people are like, man, the kickers. Well, here's the thing, and you guys probably know this better than almost anyone right now. Kickers are people, too, so shout out to Wil Lutz. I don't know where your other L went, though. He's converted 86.6% of his field goals in 5 seasons. That's pretty good, especially when you got to watch Aldrick Rojas and Cody Parkey, because these guys have been, I was going to say an F word, but I don't think I can do that, so I'm going to go and say frustrating. Now, he underwent core muscle surgery early in August for a groin injury, and I know that special teams is a position that a lot of times people are like, who cares? It's an important position, so having this guy back is going to be a major thing. So what I want you guys to do right now is I'm going to make this the pinned comment of today's video. So you're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down and get your comment on here. Which player are you most excited back after the bye? Let's go to the next guy on my list here. It's Erik McCoy. So McCoy went down Week 1 with a calf injury, which was not the only player that went down in that 38-3 blowout up against the Green Bay Packers. But this injury, it's caused starting right guard Cesar Ruiz to move to center. And Ruiz is actually, I think, a pretty reliable right guard. But my man has been struggling a little bit at center, and it's a difficult position. And it's kind of one of the reasons why I think this offensive line for New Orleans has struggled the way it has, because Erik McCoy is a pretty solid center. Let's go to the former first-round pick back in 2018, Marcus Davenport, who also left Week 1 with an injury. His was a pec. Davenport's been a player where the reason why they traded up for me had all this talent in the world. Injuries have definitely hurt him. 17 games missed in 4 years. But the Saints, man, they got only 8 sacks, and that's pretty amazing considering the fact of how good they have been, how good they've been in the secondary. Marshawn Lattimore right now should be in the discussion for Defensive Player of the Year. That's how good he's been. So this is a very important question. I would say probably in my top 5 favorite things to eat, maybe in my top 2 if I've had a few drinks in me, is a po' boy sandwich. I anticipate going to New Orleans pretty soon, so all I want you guys to do, give me some recommendations. Where is the best place in New Orleans to get a solid po' boy? Whether it's shrimp, actually, I'm more of just a shrimp po' boy. I'm just going to be 100% honest. Give me the best place that I can get an awesome shrimp po' boy in New Orleans. Let's go to Terron Armstead, one of the best offensive tackles in the league. Now, this video is about guys who I believe are going to be returning. However, the major question mark is around Armstead because I still don't 100% know if he is going to be able to play or not in Week 7. He left Week 3 up against the New England Patriots with an elbow injury, and when he's out there and he's protecting the tackle's side, he's literally one of the best dudes in the league. So he's eligible to return, but he still could miss a few weeks. It's definitely just another reason to subscribe to the channel. All right, well, let's go to Kwon Alexander here. Kwon Alexander has all the talent in the world, but another dude that's just been really, really limited by injuries. Suffered an elbow injury in Week 1, though. I do want to give him a major shout-out for suiting up in that Week 1 game up against the Packers because this dude ruptured his Achilles, I believe, on Christmas Day last year, and then was able to get back and play in Week 1. That is a phenomenal turnaround. Just kind of goes to show you how much of an incredible athlete he is. Now, rookie Pete Werner out of Ohio State's been playing pretty well, second-round pick, but barring a setback, I believe you're going to see Alexander out there on Monday Night Football in Week 7. Let's go to Tre'Quan Smith. This is a dude that I wish he would be able to step up a little bit more. When he was at UCF, I actually really liked some of his route running ability. He's just really never been able to lock down that wide receiver 2 role next to Michael Thomas. But he's been dealing with a hamstring injury since training camp. Then they placed him on IR at the start of the season. If Thomas plays, I would like to sit here and say that Smith inserts himself and can be that number 2 wide receiver. However, with some of the other plays the guys have, not that it's been overly phenomenal, but I actually think that he would start out as a wide receiver 4. So who knows? Maybe it's actually a good thing. Now we're sitting right now in the bye week at a 3-2 season, and considering the fact that you've had Jameis Winston at times act like Jameis Winston, the amount of injuries that this team has sustained, I would say 3-2 is pretty good right now. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Predict the Saints' final record for this year. Let's go to the tight end position. Nick Vannett suffered a knee injury in the preseason game up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he was eligible to return Week 4. Now, sure, he's a bad pass catcher, but he's a reliable pass blocker, and a lot of times I get it. Being a blocker in today's NFL when you play tight end, it's not sexy, but it's still a very important thing that you need to be able to do, especially when your offense still it should run through Alvin Kamara. Let's go to the last guy here on my list. It's Ken Crawley. Ken Crawley, for the most of his career, has been a practice squad guy. He hurt his hamstring also in that preseason game up against the Jags, but this is one of those dudes that had a really solid training camp. I actually listed him as one of my training camp winners here on this show a few months ago, but with the play that some of these other corners have had for New Orleans, I believe that Crawley might have to go ahead and fight for some of that playing time. Mitchell Renz, Chat Sports, 9 key Saints players who could return on, or I guess I should say, Week 7 Monday Night Football after their bye. So the Saints right now are 3-2, and I actually am pretty surprised by how well this team has done with all the injuries that they have. So the names that you guys see on screen right now, I would say the only one that maybe has the least chance of playing is Terron Armstead. But the name that I really want to focus on here is Michael Thomas, because you can make the argument that since Thomas came into the league, his first 4 years in the league have been more impressive than any wide receiver ever. He set the NFL record with 149 receptions back in 2019. This guy can literally do it all. So if he's back on offense, that'd be a major boost for Jameis Winston. What about the final 4 players? Kwon Alexander, Tre'Quan Smith, Nick Vannett, and then Ken Crawley. The guy that I'm going to focus on here is going to be Kwon Alexander, because what this guy is able to do on your defense, he can help you get a pass rush. And when you have only 8 sacks, which is tied for second to last in the league, you need somebody that can get after the quarterback a little bit. So we talked about Michael Thomas. We talked about Kwon Alexander. We talked about all 9 of these players. Out of all 9 of those dudes, who do you think is the biggest addition to this New Orleans Saints team going forward? You got a Week 6 bye. Hopefully your guys can rest up, get ready to rock and roll, and then Week 7, bring on Seattle, who will not have Russell Wilson. You're going to have Geno Smith. Let me know out of those 9 names who would be the biggest addition.